A first-of-its-kind report released by the Navy today. It highlights problems surrounding things like race and gender inside the military branch and lays out a plan to make things better. Tonight, we're talking to those behind the report and the push for greater inclusion and diversity as part of our series, Stories for Change. Not long after George Floyd's death last summer, the U.S. Navy began putting together a first-of-its-kind group called Task Force One Navy. Its job was to identify issues surrounding inequality and bias and figure out how to fix them. Months later, we're getting our first look at their report, released Wednesday.
Every recommendation that's contained in that report was things that were vital to sailors and what was on their mind.
Force Master Chief Hubin Phillips and Dr. Charles Barber both spoke with ABC 10 News about their work on the task force.
I'm confident that we have the right balance of compliance and culture moving forward to really impact change.
The report's nearly 60 recommendations draw upon listening sessions, focus groups, and online surveys from active duty and reserve sailors. The sailors shared experiences and gave feedback about racism, sexism, and general inequalities. The task force then came up with recommendations that center around four main areas: recruiting, talent management and retention, professional development, education and training, and STEM.
We're going to talk about inclusion and diversity. We're going to talk about conscious and unconscious bias. We're going to talk about all these things that can affect our connectiveness.
At this point, it's unclear exactly when the recommendations could be approved by the Navy's governing board. But Master Chief Phillips says the bottom line is the Navy wants to be a more inclusive force, which he believes will in turn make it a more effective force.
We realized right away that inclusion and diversity was key in making our Navy as lethal as we need it to be.
The Navy says it does plan to revisit and revise these recommendations roughly every 6 months.